I've wondered the same thing. I don't know why they. Oh, I think he will. He can. I think when he starts commentating. Yeah, I think it just does that when there's nobody.
How's everybody doing today? I will apologize in advance. I had a little mix up when I was in Lincoln City and I grabbed the wrong set of headphones, so now I'm stuck with just
Yeah, this is a icon
laptop
button, but
microphones.
I've been using the Revo for like.
My apologies.
Switch to the V3. Yeah. How are you liking it? I'm liking it. That's why I really wanted to do this. Like I'm shooting really well while like, I'm practicing, but then as soon as I start like playing a match, like I just like kind of lose my confidence because I only have about a week with it right now. So it just plays a bit different. So yeah. Totally. I'm assuming it's a bit more spinnier. It is much more spinnier. Yes. So that's taking some adjustment because it's 11.8 versus the 12.4. I've been using. So yeah. Not only a different shaft, but also the tip size. Yep. And then I switched to a medium too. I switched everything. You're crazy. I know. I'm going to Vegas this month too. So this month? Yeah. Oh my god. I know. It might be a bad idea. We'll see. Oh man. Well, I have my other shaft too if I need to switch. But yeah. All right. And also, are we doing ultimate or winner? I like winner, but I'll do whatever you want, honestly. You want to do winner break? Yeah, I like winner. Winner. Do you want to do on rack or back round? If the 9 doesn't count, we'll do rack round. Back round. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Cool. All right. Cool.
All right, we're off to lagging. Looks like Morgan's going to win this one. We're doing 9-ball race to 7, call 9. And they didn't tell me if it was winner break or alternating. We'll be able to figure that out here shortly. Let me.
So you want to just call 9. Call 9. So we can make it early still? Yeah. Okay.
And they confirm you can make it early. It's not continuous play, so it is still considered a win. Nice start. Break gets 3 balls on the break. Look at the 1. Morgan running through these like they're a road map. Starts out the set with a nice break and run.
Above the name. Yeah. And then you hit below it if you need to go down.
I'm working on some a little pet project of mine, trying to keep some stats to kind of get an idea of like what errors cost games and things like that. So I'm using them as a test guinea pig. Two balls on the break, not really an opening shot unless you're wanting to back bank that one ball. Not sure how much the edge of that ball Victor can see, but if you can see enough of it to run the cue ball into the 5 ball,
To the right, there's like a box of masters.
run the cue ball in here and cutting the 1 ball this way. It's about the only thing that's viable that I can kind of see. That is, granted, he can see enough of that ball to do that. I don't think playing the triple combo yields a lot of results, or consistent ones anyhow. It's a lot to take on, even with the 2 ball hanging over the pocket. Or he had enough that he could just see it. Combo here is really tough because the 2 ball wants to creep forward on you. And you got the side pocket to deal with. You might be playing it into the rail first combo, which I like a little better. Oh. I like that. Think it is cuttable in the side, but being tree topped over the 3 ball there makes it very difficult. Probably going to see him play safe here. Needs to slow down a little bit. See if I can get the lines functioning today to get my brain in gear. Ooh. Don't think that's going to be too painful of a miss just because he did not have what looks like the potting angle on the 3 ball. This is a tough safety to not the double kiss and just give something up or scratch. Got to just clip the top of it just right. And have the 2 ball end up somewhere in here. Would be ideal. The first line's the cue ball kind of line of what you're hoping to have happen. Ooh. Yeah, he was trying to clip that real thin. Kind of complicates things in the 5 to the 6. 7 kind of blocks the line to get onto the short side of the 5. Might just be considering to run the 2, 3, 4, and then playing safe on the 5 here if it becomes too much. Once you can get right on the rail here, get on the short side of the 4 ball. Look outside pocket. Ooh! Perfect. He did get on the short side of this ball where he could follow one rail up and touch it outside. Looks like he's putting draw on this. Safety's pretty good here, running directly into the 9. One mistake is leaving the 5 ball close to the rail kind of makes this an easier ball to kick at. If you hit it hard enough to get it 6 inches off of the rail, makes it a much more difficult. Oh, wow, yeah, enough to cut that in and break out. Oof, that 9 ball sits in a very tough position. Worst position it can sit in the table, really. Nice shot there. As long as it's not sitting inside the pocket, should be able to kind of pocket this in the bottom left and stun over to the rail. Unless you're wanting to get real spicy and try and run into it, but I always wonder in those situations if I miss because I didn't want to deal with the 9. Or I'm focused too hard on the 9 and he's looking at it pretty close, like it might go in the side pocket. Unfortunate miscue. Oh, find out in a second if it goes in the side pocket or not. Ooh. Wow. What a crazy turn of events that was. Big sigh there for sure. Coming here, 2 rails. Oi! My goodness. There's some drama developing here real early. A little tester here. Give some silence to build suspense. Oh! It's not over yet. Playing the bank, I think he said. Everybody's got to shoot at the 9 twice now. None of which have been easy. Victor comes away with the winning 9 ball to make it 1-1. Do believe this is winner break. Call 9 if you're just tuning in. You can win the game with the calling the 9, but you have to call it. No sloppy wins. Interesting to see a try break. But there's no look. Unless you want to pull out the short cue and go for a jump here. But there's not much for position even if you do pot it. A little psychological warfare. Says go ahead and take this on. You only have a couple of windows. Unless you can draw back in there, that's... Maybe. I don't think it's quite there at the time that he's kind of spending on it. Called the bank. shot. That was kind of the key shot in this wreck. Five to the six, you just got to get on the right line, but pretty manageable. Doesn't want to get too straight here. He's got enough angle. Hold up. Ouch. Dang. Good hit, but looks like the six potting angle's on. Just looking if he's gonna play the 7-9 or if he can roll forward, play the 7 in the opposing side pocket. Kind of the 50-yard line here. I think he's sizing up the combo. He didn't call it, though. What's that mean indeed? That's a good question.
I don't know if it does much, but is that fair? I would. Honestly, I've never played this way. Whenever I played this way, it's
Now we're into discussion mode. These are why talking details out beforehand.
That's not what we were doing. You were just saying call 9, so yeah. I have no idea. I was agreeing to it. Is the 9 the only ball?
They're discussing. Obviously, it's not a win, but does he continue shooting when slot does count? So if the 9 goes in the wrong pocket, do you continue shooting, or is it option? Because
I don't care what you just clarify. So if we slot the 9, it counts it.
Counts when you just keep going. Yeah. You just spot it and then you keep going until you call the 9.
all right,
Wait, so
they've worked it out.
ball left on the table, and you were to rattle it and make it a different pocket. You get to keep shooting.
If you were to sorry, say that again.
If the 9 is the only ball left,
yeah,
and you shoot it, and say it rattles and shot into a different pocket, you get it spots and you get to shoot at the 9 again.
I think
Good point.
In that instance, it would be if it's call 9, if you make it into a different pocket, then it would spot, and then.
See, I would think if you're supposed to call the 9 and you don't, I would think you would do that.
Yeah.
I have to say that I think I agree with Morgan's logic on this.
I think you're right. So
you want to just play 10-ball rules?
Sure. Yeah.
So then it's just option, and then we'll call everything.
We can do option. Yeah.
Yeah, just no slot.
Want to do that? I'm fine with that. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine with me.
I do agree with Morgan on this. If you're going to be playing call a ball, you can't have it be go somewhere else and keep shooting.
Cool. Yeah, and then no slot period. Cool.
All right. It's always hard to get back into focus mode after a little deliberation. Definitely breaks the rhythm of things. We're moving forward. Boy. All right, that game's behind us. We've got all the details worked out now. We know the rules, and we're moving on. Good point for anybody who's playing something that's not the standard rules of things, or even if it is the standard rules, just making sure everybody's on the same page at the beginning. These guys are playing friendly, but it can get heated with the wrong two individuals with enough amount of money when rules come into question mid-set. Victor in the chat updating us. Three balls on the break. Just got to fade this 7 ball here, and the rest of the up should be pretty open. Play it in the side, I would assume. Kind of roll up. Ooh. Little dramatic effect. Another break and run from Morgan. Nicely done. Little update on the stats. Out of 3 of Morgan's breaks, he's broken around 2 of them. And let's see how this next break goes. Yeah. Brady in the chat says wobble wobble. It only matters if it wobbles and stays up. And dropped on down. Two balls on the break. Got a little straight. Might be able to cheat the pocket and get. Keeps it simple. Got straight again, so it looks like he's looking to draw out of this. I think he's hoping for something along this line here. Nicely done. awkward here. Kind of like just playing it like this. Just leaving it short side here. Because anywhere down in this bottom quadrant, you have lots of options for where to pocket the 7 and still able to get up the 9. Different way of going about it, but the result is the same. Nicely done. Not saying that my way was right, just saying similar thought processes being handled differently. Morgan on a 2-pack here. Morgan's sitting at a 75% break and run percentage. Pretty strong. We had some interesting drama on the 9 ball in the second rack, but this rack's a little bit more complicated. Where that 5 ball's sitting. Oh. The rack is still complicated. All right, Bradley in the chat, I'll hold you up to it. Hopefully it happens while I'm in town. Bradley in the chat saying he wants to play next time he's coming through Medford. Nice positional play on the 5 there. Still a little tricky. Oh, he had enough through. Very nice. Nice shot there. Gets perfect on the 7. I like not trying to baby that ball. Victor capitalizing on the opportunity to bring it back within 2. worked out the break where last time he broke dry, but this time 2 of them find gravity. Shooting the 2 past the 4 leads to better options for shape, but I think it makes the pocket play about 3/4, so it makes it a little bit more demanding accuracy-wise. Or just play the combo. I never look at combos. He's in good position here. Wants to get as straight as he can on the 6 if it goes past the 9. Look out, 8-ball. Hold up. Ooh. Perfect. Never a doubt. Nice little stun draw. I always tell myself I have to mentally recover when I almost hook myself like that because I want to step into the next shot with any sort of anxiety. Victor answering back with a break and run. Bringing it within 1. We got a few more viewers here this morning than I was expecting in the middle of the day. I almost want to ask how many are you at work with this going on in the background. Victor makes 2 on the break. Pretty tough starter. Might be a good point to look to play safe. Play the 1 wide. Let it trickle up into the 9-ball here. And stun your cue ball anywhere over into this area would be pretty lock up. Or just fire it in. Get that shape out of it too. Nicely done. Travis, be safe out there watching on the roof at work. That makes me concerned. I'm sure you're very comfortable up there, though. I'll get tree topped. Get past it. Oy. Here's a tester. Played for the bank with the backdoor, hopeful for a safety, but didn't quite get the result he was looking for. All right, Edward, I'll try and give more of a play-by-play. I figure most of you probably are just listening if work's involved with it. Oi! Well, a little 2 for 1 from Morgan there. Shape is still available on the 6, but it's got to work the cue ball a little bit here. Does very well. That's when you decide if you're running into the 9 and how, or if you can avoid it. I think you can avoid it, but if it's close, you want to run into it in a way that you know how it's going to interact. Did very lightly run into it, but gets position and gets out. Ball's falling in everywhere. Sizing up the 3-9 combo, but 2 balls got a little work to do ahead of it. Scott Smith coming in from Whidbey Island? I don't know where that's at. I'm going to have to look it up. Fires it in. Barely misses the scratch. Gets perfect on the 3-9 combo. And that's a game winner. Earned that rack just off of the shot with the 2 ball. It was very nicely done. It's 2 balls on the break, and a look at the 1 ball. Looks pretty open. I think the key shot here really is just the 1 to the 2, and everything else is pretty much connecting the dots. Long bridge reaching over the 5. Might consider. Oh, he's just going to go left-handed. Wish I was that cool. Nobody wants to use a crutch on a 7-foot table. Doesn't come up very often where you need it. But having to play this with a delicate shot with a touch inside. Yeah, makes it missable. Ooey. Miss turns into a safe. And a pretty effective one, as deep as that 2 ball is in the pocket. Pretty hard to get back out to the 3 ball. I don't think you can masse underneath that 7. Park bums is up and down. Was the shot there? Yeah. Being delicate with a long bridge makes it pretty hard. I think Victor took the intentional foul there to try and nudge the nudge the 3 to where it doesn't go, and it looks like he just got there. My evil self would think about pushing the 7 right up to the 2 if you could do so in a way of not pocketing it and also blocking the 2. If you're looking to maybe go for the 3 foul. Very delicate situation. You could also pocket the 2, leave the cue ball somewhere in here, and play the safe on the 3 where you roll the cue ball up onto the 8, push the 3 up near past the pocket, and see what he comes up with. Not the desired result. Probably going to see the jump cue come out. If you jump this hard, you might be able to jump the 3 over the edge of the 8 ball. That's asking for a lot. Played Morgan a couple of times, and he is very efficient with the jump cue. He's calling the jump bank. Banking has so much to do with the speed, so jump banks become that much more difficult. Eight ball was not called, and we're playing call pocket now, playing 10 ball rules, so it'll be Victor's option. It's a pretty tough one to give back because give a guy a free swing at this carom into the 9. You can play the 3 ball somewhat full into the 7 and leave it there where he had the safety option. See what he comes up with. Going all safe. Test your shot being close to the rail long distance. Sometimes playing a safety just to a low percentage can make that percentage go in your favor. Doesn't always work, but look out. Oh my goodness. Flirting. Nice confident stroke there. Falls on the 50-yard line. But it is a 7-footer. You can cut this to the bottom left. Overcuts it. Leaves it fairly tough. Once again, this is cuttable. Plays the bank beautifully. All right. Set 1 goes 7-3 for Morgan. Morgan gets the first break again. Apologies if you heard the airplane flying overhead. Perks of living near an airport. That's the fewest balls Morgan has made on the break since he's been playing today, of only one. What's up, Nicole? Thanks for tuning in. Watching these two guys battle it out and me babble on. Nice slice there for Morgan. A little bit undercut. A touchy positional play. Zach messaged me, commentator's curse. Not a thing. I don't believe in it. I choose not to, at least. Very tight pocket here. A lot of cue ball movement. Makes it very tough shot. But he handles it no problem. Nice shot, Vic. Pretty straight on the rail here. See if he's got enough pocket to cheat. No, we're elevating. Nice done. I like playing at this 3 rails. Some people like playing 2 rails with a little bit of stun. Victor goes 2 rails, does very well. Might have to just stun underneath of it and take the 9 on the cross side, but depending on how much angle he's got. No angle, just dead stop shot. Victor takes the early lead, drawing first blood. If I seem a little distracted, it's because I'm trying to keep stats while commentating simultaneously just to see how difficult that is to do. It's a nerd in me. Oh, 4 balls on the break. Tough opener, though. Got to interact with the 4 if you take the cut on. And that can be motivating enough to take on a safety, maybe. Plays a good safety. Hitting the good side of the 2 ball will create some distance. She does get distance, but leaves it over the pocket. This is the angle he needs to come into here. Goes with a much simpler version to get onto a good side of the 4. He's calling the bank here. I feel like you got to play this with a good bit of pace to miss the 8 ball. Did have a good bit of pace, but gets a containing safety. He was hoping to avoid that 8 and get up behind it, but might fire at the 9 ball here. Not sure exactly what he's measuring up. Hard to tell when we're just looking at shoulder blades. He did fire at the 9 ball, and it just barely did not go. Leaves it pretty tough. Probably going to swing at the 9 ball here. Play the 5 ball off the rail there, and then land the cue ball back at the 9. It's a lot easier drawing that up than it is to execute on the table, that's for sure. Especially with being close to the rail like that. Trying to decide if that's cuttable with a little bit of inside to go up and down. Little safety battle ends 1-1.
Do you just do Uber, or do you do Lyft and all of them? Just Uber. Not the food stuff too,
I don't know about everybody that's tuning in, but the weather here is fantastic today. I think it's supposed to be in the high 60s. No wind, sun's out. When I get done here, I got some yard work that I'm looking forward to been getting done. Spring cleaning is always feels good on the brain.
at least right now, you're gonna go schedule and stuff.
Yeah, Javier, I was supposed to go down and play. Supposed to be traveling with Marcelo and Paul Marquez. Had some other personal life stuff coming up this weekend where I had to cancel the. Makes 3 balls on the break and scratches. Morgan left with a pretty tough cut. Did get to play Victor some one pocket for about 7 hours yesterday. Had a lot of fun. Yeah, slow rolling those cuts can get tough. up. He's looking to maybe push out to a jump shot.
Push.
I'm back. Somebody hit a wrong button somewhere. Pretty unfortunate for Victor there. He's making a really nice out. Cue ball was flirting there, but avoided disaster. Fairly tough opener. At least to get onto the 3-ball in a productive way. Boy. Yeah, that was a tough opener indeed. See if Victor can pick up the pieces. Wonder how wired that 3-5 is. We're about to find out. What a shot. And the play. 2 combos to get out of that rack, but Morgan handles it no problem. That's tricky little out. Tough opener on the 2-ball. Probably going to interact a little bit with the 6, unless you really smooth it past it. Does so very nicely. Wasn't happy with how he hit it, but it ran into it in a pretty favorable, workable way. Oh, wow. That was very thin. I thought he had. Safe travels, Tyler. Enjoy your time out at the expo. That's one of my bucket lists to get out there and check that out. Nice back cut there from Victor. Bad position doesn't matter as long as you make the bowl. Well, thanks for stopping in, Cindy. Good luck at the chip tournament tonight. I've played in that one that's at the Midway. That's a fun tournament. Great payouts. Dallas Remodeling. Midway's in Oregon City if you're not familiar. Nice break from Victor there. Got 3 balls on the break and an opener. That's my, quoting Zach, my lollipop. Got the ball a little thin. Not sure if he has a look at the 5 ball without a jump cue or not. Oh, what a jump. Pretty tough to give ball in hand for the last 4 balls. This level of play, it's pretty high percentage to have lost the game unless something funny happens. Came up a little bit short here. Might be able to pinch draw this with some outside. It's got a little bit more of a curb to it than that. Or he could run into this 9 ball. I don't think you can avoid the 9 here. Went with the pinch draw, interacted with the 9 in a way that worked out.